Hi, I'm Alan Silva for DASMI. One of the most critical questions many investors want answered is, why now? DASMI understands that timing is extremely important when launching a radically new idea that will directly touch 100 million people on day one. Here are the most compelling reasons why the timing is perfect for DASMI. The massive shift in the criminal record population. Currently, 1 in 3 adults have a record, and the number is growing by the thousands daily. Half of the children in the US have at least one parent with a record, and they are victims of the consequences facing their parents. We are truly at the critical mass moment. There are recent shifts in our customers' external world that increase the need for DASMI. These trends create a larger total addressable market. Changes in societal norms, preferences, and behaviors of politicians, law enforcement, and the public in general. The majority of people realize that it is past time to redefine the tough-on-crime mindset. People are more focused today on rehabilitation than incarceration. Regulatory changes with good intentions have since met reality, and thus spurred demand for something new and innovative. Since 2013, 42 states have adopted 155 reforms attempting to address the negative impacts of a criminal record. These reforms include sentencing reductions and early release for those currently in the system. Attempts to assist former offenders have become all the rage, but the hype hasn't come close to achieving effective results. For instance, dozens of states have begun providing certificates of relief for those with a record. These are supposed to inform a potential employer that an individual is totally rehabilitated, but they don't say why. And in New York, a person can apply for their certificate at their sentencing. How is that for rehabilitation? It certainly doesn't inspire confidence in these certificates. The fact is, these certificate programs cannot be taken seriously. All 50 states offer some form of expungement. What could be better than erasing the entire criminal record? Well, a lot, actually. First, it's a terrible idea for employers and service providers. The risks are simply too high. And secondly, no expungement law erases the entire record. In fact, most are applicable to only one misdemeanor charge, and it must be of a certain conviction type. Add to that, the court costs are hundreds of dollars to remove the one minor charge. Nationwide, we have seen the rise of the ban the box application rule. This rule states that an employer cannot check a person's record at the beginning of the process, only when the individual is considered a true candidate for the position. This rule has had a profound unintended impact. An increase of less than 1% of ex-offenders has been employed. But ban the box policies decreased the probability of being employed by 5.1% for young, low-skilled black men and 2.9% for young, low-skilled Hispanic men. Employers simply do not want to reject applicants at the very late stage of the process, especially if most of them are minorities. So they simply exclude large populations in the beginning. The DASMI score will not replace these noble attempts. To the contrary, it will enable them to actually succeed. The meteoric rise in background checks has compounded the problem. Imagine facing the gauntlet of 92% of employers, over 80% of housing providers, and 66% of colleges, all evaluating you based on a past mistake. And how long before these numbers all reach 100%? Regardless, the effects are being felt today. Changes in the economy are obvious. Poor men without a college degree are disappearing from the labor force. The share of prime-age men who are not working has doubled since the 1970s. The US labor participation rate for this group of men is lower than every country in the OECD, a group of the 35 most economically developed countries in the world. And finally, newly available technologies enable rapid and easy adoption of the DASMI program. We now have access to the data necessary to develop the scoring model. We have intelligent processes to ingest, convert, and configure the data. Users are more than comfortable with desktop computers and mobile devices. And thanks to the credit score, the idea of a universal standard is commonplace. DASMI, the right time, the right technology, the right solution. Thanks for watching.